We've currently got a special offer live now on poodlecfb.com for the launch of College Football 26. Use code KICKOFF, all caps, for $50 off the annual plan, or code KICKOFF 2025 for $5 off the monthly plan. You'll unlock exclusive spreadsheets, in-depth info, and our members-only Discord. Join hundreds of members in the fastest-growing CFB 26 community out there. Don't miss out and sign up now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Poodle back with another CFB 26 video, and in today's video, I'm going to go over the easiest way to get insta commits in Dynasty mode. Guys, we're running a special deal right now. If you use code FLASH, capital F, you'll get $65 off the annual plan. If you use code FLASH 2025, capital F, you get $7 off the monthly plan. This is the best deal so far of CFB 26. It's a grandfathered in deal, so if you lock this in, you get to keep this deal for the remainder of the lifetime of your membership. Check it out, guys. We just launched Player Calculator V1, which allows you to input your archetype, your skill points, and the level of your player, and it shows you exactly how long it'll take them to grow and how many skill points they need. It'll show you the fastest versus slowest growing archetypes. We launched our master spreadsheet, which has thousands of lines of data over multiple tabs. We have a lot of other tools over there that you guys want to check out. Want to be a part of the best discussions in the best community in CFB right now? Make sure to check it out, guys. The game got patched multiple times this week based off of testing and data that we have over there in poodlecfb.com. So come be a part of it. Sign up now. Use code FLASH or code FLASH 2025. So guys, I am picking Georgia because they start with CEO rather than me run a whole simulation that's take me an hour to set up a coach with CEO and force and everything. That's why I'm starting with them. But there is a package combination you could do to actually improve insta commits by a lot. Let me go through why insta commits are so important outside of the obvious. Obviously, when you get insta commits, it's cool because you get a player you may want, right? Now, you don't always get to choose in the end of the day. The way insta commits work are when you are in first place for a player, you run the chance of getting insta commit. So we'll add a few of these guys to our board, not 3 stars, but let's go to the 5 stars. We'll add a few guys, and having a few guys in first helps you have a chance at a 5-star commit. Now, the beauty of doing this when it comes to getting insta commits is not just the fact, like I said, that you get a good player that right off rip. It exponentially increases a few things. The first thing it increases for you is your top class chance. The chance of getting a top 5 class gets so much higher the moment you get at least like 2 insta commits. Because think about it this way. If you have 500, let's call it 1,000 hours. So now let's say you have 50 hours, not including Elite Recruiter. If you were to have 1,000 hours and divide that by 50, you have 20 possible recruits that you can go all in, send the house on. Now, if you have less hours, you scale that down. If you have more hours like Georgia does, you scale that up. But the point is, that's 20 recruits. Everyone else can do the same thing. But when you get insta commits, you now can go for those 20 recruits, and you can get those first 3 guys, so that's 23 recruits. That automatically makes you one of the best classes. Even better, if you follow the efficiency recruiting method early on, and you bring in all the guys that have you high in interest and the easiest battles, now you're getting over 20 with the rug pull method plus insta commit recruits. In my online league right now at USC, I joined 2 weeks late, and I got 3 insta commits with USC because of this format. And by doing so, I have a chance of still getting top 5 despite joining 2 weeks late. That's how powerful this combination is, and it's not just the Dream School package. And I'm gonna go through that, but insta commits are so important. Your ceiling, your floor, and it literally can win you battles. There's battles where a guy behind you has Elite Recruiter. I lost so many battles last year where I had maxed out Elite Recruiter, and I was like, oh, I'm going to kill this guy. I'm right behind him. Can't wait for the first advance. I checked my board the next day, and it has Clemson or Georgia logo on it. They got insta-committed, and they had no chance of winning them. I probably would have gotten them based on my Elite Recruiter packages, but I lost it. So the packages you're going to want to set up to do this are going to be coming with coach abilities. So obviously you need CEO Dream School. It's not the only way, but it's the only way for 5 stars. So I've noticed if you want to get 5 stars in insta commit, you need Dream School. For me, that's basically the difference. You can commit anyone else easily besides 5 stars. Now, the package is going to be right here, which you should have already. Dream School, chance at insta commit when offering scholarship as their top school. They should change this ability. It says a chance at, which implies that you don't have a chance otherwise, and that's not the case. You can always get an insta commit, you just can't get 5-star insta commits. This does increase the ratio of 4 stars and increases to give you like a chance at a 5-star. So you need that one. But the second set of packages actually has nothing to do anywhere else outside of Program Builder. If you have these maxed out, if you upgrade these to max, this greatly increases everything you do. So some schools don't have this at all. And I did run a test. If you haven't seen my pipeline video the other day, the most important thing to do when recruiting, if you run a test where you start a custom coach league, start a league as a custom coach with a school that usually has Program Builder. USC is a great example. So is Nebraska. Start as Lincoln Riley, and then go into your week 1 recruiting and look at all the first interest level pipeline players you have. You'll have like 30 pages of first. If you do a custom coach, that drops to like 1 page. That is Program Builder. So now you combine the effects of CEO, which means let's just say for every 5 4 stars you do, 1 commits if they're first. Now this may bring it to like every 4, every 3, or whatever the ratio may be. And that of course goes for 5 stars as well. So now that you have all this upgraded, now you're able to go ahead and actually increase your stuff. So we're going to sim to the next season so you can see the new wave of recruits now with this and see the extra interest you actually have. Okay guys, we sim to the next season. Let's go look at our recruits. Now keep in mind, where this works best really is with the 4 stars. 5 stars again are still like that low percentage, and every year there's only a few generated, so it depends on the pipeline they go into, the odds of getting many in Georgia versus over here. But there's so many 4 stars in this game that you're gonna really see the difference. So 5 stars vary anywhere from like 1 5-star per year you're in first 4 all the way up to like 6 or 7 depending on the year. Did you win the natty? But 4 stars is where you'll see the difference. So here we have, let's see how many 5 stars we have interest for. We have 1, 2 5 stars, but the 4 stars are going to be absolutely insane. You're going to see right here, we're going to have so many first interest 4 stars to do this with. And this is the benefit of having Program Builder. And I'm telling you, it's not just Georgia. I know it looks this way. If you build up any program and you get Program Builder maxed out, because of the interest boost you get from it, you're going to notice how big it is. And it's not just here. Also, there's another package to actually boost this as well. I didn't go all in it because it's a little bit harder to get to depending on your build. I'm a talent developer guy, so I love it. It's going to be tier 4, boost to pipeline bonus. So this basically gives you an extra pipeline bonus for players. So that's going to help as well when recruiting in this exact way. But let's go to our board and see how many we can insta commit now with Dream School plus Program Builder. And honestly, talent developer would have helped even a bit more. But let's go through and start offering and see how many we can get. We have 35 players to go through. Remember, you can just take these guys off your board and go to the next set of first you have. You have so many first interest guys you can go. So that's 1 right there. And this is just like if you want Elite Recruiter unlocked, if you're the coordinator for Georgia, or if you just want to have an easy time at getting top classes, especially because remember, even guys like Kirby Smart, a level 80, you're going to take a while to get to level 100 because they're so high. Getting insta commit recruits helps you get those top 5 classes, which gives you the coaching XP bonus. We already have 2 just by going through. And keep in mind, like I said, you're also dealing with the situation where you have like 40 to 50 to 60 more players available at first. So you can just go take all the guys who didn't insta commit off that you don't want and keep going through. And this just costs 5 points to do. You're not really losing too much here in terms of like just got to sacrifice some scouting. But honestly, you sacrifice scouting, but think about how many points you're saving on not having to send the house on these guys. Let's see. So far, you guys to do the math on the actual calculation here of how many we're getting per. I think we have 3 so far. But really, it's just it extends your net. So typically, any given season with Georgia, you run this situation of where like let's say you have 10 guys, you're in first for 15. If you only get 1 out of those 15, you get 1. You get 2, you get 2. But when you have 50, 60, 70 guys, you easily set your floor for way more. So now let's go to the top end and let's start removing all these guys. Okay, we can keep the 5 stars if you want to still go after them. This is just a general test so you guys can get an idea for how this works. Obviously, be a little bit more vigilant and be a little bit careful and make sure you keep guys you still want on your board. But if you do this, remember, you can bring them back. Just get all your insta commits or your potential insta commits in. Once you have that, then you can continue your class. And this is an online league, right? Like I'm doing this in an online league test. This isn't an offline league. Like this applies to regular dynasties, and especially if you do it in a smaller school, once you build them up, you're going to be running the same exact situation. So this does work for small schools. It's just a matter of actually getting your school built up versus if you take a bigger school, you can do it right off rip. Or if you win 2 natties, you speed run 2 natties, you have this possibility to do it. So let's get all these guys off the board. And by the way, I did the farm because it'll be easier to tell from the prospect list. If I got rid of the last 20, I would have been confused on like which guy I already tried. So by doing it this way, I open up a lot more space to actually go ahead and be able to clearly visualize who I need to actually add to my board. So I'm probably just going to keep the last guy on this board here. That should give me a good idea if they went in the right order. Let's go back to 4 stars. Let's filter by 4. And then let's sort by interest. And you should see that I have a few committed. And you can go down. You can kind of see how they're laid out. The last one available will be the last one on my board, which is right here. So now we can go and add these guys. You could take this guy off, whichever it was. I think it was cornerback. And now we can go add another set of first. And guys, I'm telling you, this will work for any, because what it is, it has nothing to do with the size of your school. Really, it has to do with your pipelines. Because that's why you'll notice like a small school may be in first to start on a player, but you always lose. Because the pipeline gives you the starting interest, but where you end up losing is that you don't have the prowess to recruit them. But this will still work once you get CEO. So now we can keep going through, and we can just keep trying it and see how many more guys we get. I think we have 5 now. 6. I mean, this is just absolutely crazy if you stack it all. And if you add talent developer, you make it then easier to pull some of these guys in 7. And you can also do 3 stars with this. So keep in mind, I'm just doing 4 stars. 3 stars make this even, I think it's even more of a high conversion rate with 3 stars. So you could actually get like almost an entire class right off rip. And really the beauty of this is, right? Think about it this way. you're now going to go all in on 15 to 20 players, especially with Elite Recruiter. Let's say you can't go in on 20 players because you have extra hours to utilize. So what you do is you now can send the 65, 75, 80 hours because you already got your baseline, your foundation. Now you can go on the guys you want, because sometimes recruiting is a mix of going for guys you want and then going for guys you need to actually fill out a class. So if you go look over here in week 0 during scouting week, Georgia now has 8 4-stars. So now what you can do is you've wasted about 300 hours doing this, but how many hours did it have taken you to fully recruit all those 4-stars? So now what you can do is you can go ahead and remove the rest from your board. Again, the 5-stars could have stayed, but remove the rest from your board. And now what you want to do is then go back onto your board once you're done, go to your prospect list, and now find what you actually want. I mean, you still have almost 1,000 hours to do this. You can now go through and be like, okay, who do I realistically have a chance for? I'll get those first guys. Now I'll get these 5-stars. Now Georgia can probably still win these guys right here, and so on and so forth. So now you go win 3 or 4 of those 5-stars, maybe 5 or 6, depending on Elite Recruiter. You bring in some more. You have a top class. You have 144 points. This is how many 4-stars some schools get. This method is absolutely crazy, but it requires Program Builder fully maxed. Again, run a test. Lincoln Riley versus custom coach in USC. Recruits are this much. It's all Program Builder. So don't say it's the 5-star school. It's not. It's not the 5-star school. It does help you because of deal breakers. So if you are a smaller school though and you're trying to get to this, remember you will need a tad more than just what I showed you, but that's fine because in my ideal coach build, I do actually include this for small schools. So yes, you want Program Builder. Yes, you want CEO, but then for strategist, you then can go ahead and you want to get to tier 3. That lowers the deal breaker threshold. This will get you on players' boards. Program Builder will get you to first on their board, and then CEO will close the deal. But remember, you don't also need CEO. So don't also say, oh, this doesn't work for small schools. CEO is just to increase the chance of getting a 5-star, and it slightly increases the chance of 4-stars. But I still recruit guys. I still insta commit without it. So you could still do this, but instead of 8 without it with Dream School, you probably get like 4 or 5, but it's still doable. Definitely still doable. Get you a whole class, and all you're wasting is scouting week points. You're not wasting, like, you can still sim to the next week and then fully start recruiting this whole other class. Easiest way to get Elite Recruiter is going to be setting your build up this way. But guys, hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. You guys want to know where we do all this testing on the actual hit rates and stuff? We have full charts over there to show the hits rates with CEO. We've done testing on that. We've done testing on Program Builder, Pipeline. We've done Pipeline starting interest versus tier 2 recruiter starting interest, and Pipeline wins all the time. If you guys want to see all that data testing, be a part of the discussion, kind of know everything about this game that everyone else in your leagues don't know about, sign up for poodlecfb.com. If you guys haven't already saw, we're running a super special deal. Code FLASH, capital F, gets you $65 off the monthly plan. Code FLASH 2025, capital F, gets you $7 off the monthly plan. So go check it out. I think I said monthly on the other one. It's $65 off the annual plan. So check it out, guys. Come check out our tools, our spreadsheets. Come get acclimated. We are dropping a tutorial pretty soon on how to do everything as well, which will definitely help for all you newcomers. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.